Alright guys, what's going on? So as promised, I'm going to go ahead and upload this weekly or quarterly grade sheet PR rating for myself and for the Alliance. So this first video is going to be a little bit longer than these will normally be, but I just want to explain what the numbers mean because I had no idea before joining here. So there's a few categories here that are pretty self-explanatory. That's going to be kills, deaths, and solo rate. So I don't think that those really need any explanation. And then we've got a value here. It's the ADR. So basically what this is every node is assigned a numeric value based on the difficulty that our alliance specifically has with that node. So for example, if there's let's just say the boss node, let's say that usually we die 1 or 2 times to the boss. The node for the boss, for anybody who's taking it, if they kill the boss, they are going to get a higher numeric value for that node than a node like something on a path that would be easy, that maybe gets soloed 9 out of 10 times or 10 out of 10 times. The difficulty rating of that node is going to be much lower. So the difficulty ratings here, the difference between the ADR and the TDR, or true difficulty rating, is that the ADR, let's just again say for example that I'm going to go in and fight the boss and I almost get the boss down. I get the boss down to like 20%, and I'm given permission to revive and go back in and try again to finish it. I'm going to get the points for entering that boss fight 2 times in this green column. So say that the numeric value for the boss node is 2. I would get 4 points for going into that fight 2 times instead of just 2. And the TDR, the true difficulty rating, is going to adjust that. It's basically going to give you the number, it's going to give you points based on the value of the node for the number of fights that you enter and complete. So this kind of works both ways. There was a node in my last war against 211 that I went into, and the defender only had 20% health left, and the person who got the defender down to 80% did not get any points for that defender in their true difficulty rating column, but they did get points in their ADR column. So it kind of works both ways, but I would say that the true difficulty rating is a more exact measurement of points awarded per fight that you complete. Power ratings, this is basically going to be the number that determines where you place in the alliance. So this takes a bunch of numbers in an algorithm that are put in based on your true difficulty rating, your solo rate, you know, if you died, and it's going to, all those numbers are going to get put in, and it's going to spit out a number, and that's going to be the power rating number. So that's not necessarily the most important number, but it's the number that's tracked as far as seeing how you, like if somebody finishes first in PR, it's based on this power rating number. And then TDR, or true difficulty rating per fight, is the average of the number of fights that you complete and the difficulty rating assigned to those nodes. So it'll just tell you if the fights that you're taking on average are above average or below average in difficulty. And this last column here is going to have where I personally place my power rating number, where it ranks amongst my battle group and my alliance. So, and then just to explain really quick, because I'm not gonna go over all of these numbers down here, but what I did for like the death column here, The first number, 24, is after the first war. The Alliance had 24 deaths, and then the second number is going to be the average number of deaths per person. So in the first war, we died 24 times, which was 0.8 deaths per person. And these numbers are going to be cumulative, so we didn't die 57 times in the second war. That's how many times we've died per season in the Alliance. And again, how many deaths we're averaging per person for the season so far. And solo rate for the Alliance, the average adjusted difficulty rating per person in the Alliance, same thing. This is going to be total on the left, per person on the right. And then this is going to be the average PR, or power ratings, per person in the Alliance. And this is going to be the average difficulty rating per fight. So basically you can just compare my number to the Alliance numbers in this yellow column and see that in every single war, my TDR per fight is lower than the Alliance average. And again, these are cumulative numbers. But overall, what this will tell you is that even though my solo rate might be higher and my deaths might be lower, my difficulty rating per fight is also lower. So that does play a factor. So my first war against Omni here, I had 6 kills and 0 deaths. My difficulty rating was 7.51, and my PR after this war was 9.16. After this war, my placement was 3rd in my battle group, 5th in the Alliance. And then in the second war here, I did not have 13 fights in the second war. This is again cumulative for the first and second war. So after the second war, I had 13 kills, 1 death, which brought my solo rating down. You can see here that my ADR is higher than my TDR, or my true difficulty rating, and that's because I died to Thing on encroaching stun, and I got the points for entering that fight 2 times in this column, but truly I only took the 1 fight. And my PR after this war was 15.88, and my true difficulty rating per fight went way down. But in my battle group, I was 2nd, and in the Alliance, I was 3rd. So moving up a little bit. And then, so my 3rd war was against 211. I had 7 fights in that war, which brought my kills up to 20. 1 death. My ADR is still going to be higher than my TDR since these numbers carry over. And my power rating was 26.16. And you can see that my true difficulty rating per fight went back up a little bit. And I'm now 2nd in the battle group, 2nd in the Alliance in power ratings. And based on my performance in the last war, I actually got a card. I'm sure a lot of you guys know, but there are player cards that my battle group officer Taters makes after every war. There are 2 awarded. There's a gold one and a silver one. And the person with the highest personal power rating for that war, so this isn't a cumulative power rating, it's going to be for that war in particular, gets the gold card, and the person with the second highest power rating for the war gets a silver card. I'm not sure if I just said that backwards, but I've already recorded this a couple times, so I'm just going to go with it. So I did get the gold card last war. I had the highest personal power rating, and my power rating last war was 10.26, like you can see here. And this card is just really cool. It has like the 4 Loki emblem up here. It says War 3 versus 211, and it's a screenshot of one of my fights in the war. So that is really cool. It also has the fact that I'm in Battle Group 3, and it has my name. So I think that that's really neat. I love that there's somebody not only in the community but in my alliance and in my battle group who takes the time to do stuff like this and make this game more fun. So I was really happy about that, totally unexpected. And so I'm going to continue to do these every week. I'm going to put out like the updated stats after each, probably on Wednesday of every week, and just see how I'm doing and how the Alliance is doing with the new map. I have a feeling that a lot of these numbers are going to end up getting better over time, just as we figure out the best counters to certain nodes. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions about the numbers, please let me know, and I'll do my best to explain. And if it's something that I don't understand, I will try to get you an answer. And then I just wanted to give my overall thoughts on the season so far. So far I think that, first of all, what I think about the map, I think that overall the map is actually easier than the old map as far as just the nodes go. I'm not saying that all of the fights are easier than they were on the old map. I think there are some fights that are harder, some fights that are easier. But overall, I do think that once everybody gets used to these fights, that there will be less deaths than there were in the old map. I also want to say that I think I was wrong about the meta of the defense tactics not being stubborn. I do think that more alliances are using stubborn than I thought they would. And for the most part, stubborn doesn't really matter a whole lot. But there are a few defenders and a few nodes where it makes stubborn very difficult. And in higher tier war, you're really only trying to get a couple of kills per battle group. So I think that the node combination with the global will make it easier, I guess, to reach that goal. And yeah, and then on a personal note, overall this season, I have been proud of my performance. I know that I did have that death, and that happened a lot sooner than I was hoping or expecting it to. But I think that when I joined for Loki, I was kind of expecting to get 2 fights in Section 1, 2 fights in Section 2, no mini-bosses, no shared fights, and the fact that I'm kind of being entrusted to take some shared fights really means a lot. It's been, scary. I definitely don't want to let my team down or let myself down, but I'm just doing my best, and yeah, and I'm having a lot of fun. So anyway, enough rambling. If you guys have any questions or comments, or want to know how you can set up a system like this for your alliance, let me know. I can refer you to a video that Taters made quite a while ago, where he basically showed how he set up the algorithm, and he might have even had a link to his spreadsheet, but I'm not sure about that. But I'll try to get you guys whatever answers you'd like, and thank you for watching.